Confident AF Live, taking your mindset next level to get next year's results today with me, your host, Brandon Foster. Are you a badass peep with big dreams, ready to turn your unrealistic goals into reality? Confident AF Live is the gateway to enormous new opportunities and unlimited possibilities. The unrealistic can suddenly become realistic for you if you believe it. Are you ready to take your dreams and results to the next level? Then stay tuned as we help crack open the door to new ways of impactful thinking and believing about yourself with mindset practices for badass people like you. Confident AF Live starts right now. What up, badass peeps? Brandon Foster in the house, here to encourage you, inspire you, and uplift you to live your most joy-filled and abundant life. You guys, this is episode number 1 of Who the Heck Knows How Many. Can we get excited that you guys are here and you're listening today, right now, and there's a reason why you're listening here. So today, what are we going to do, guys? By the way, I have a lot of people that already know me, but a lot of you are watching this and seeing this for the first time. If you don't really know who the heck I am, it's okay. We'll get to know each other over the next several months and years. But my name is Brandon, and I am here to help you achieve those unrealistic dreams that other people say is crazy for you to believe. And today I figured to start off our journey together, the first episode would be about you are doing way better than you think, boo. And I'm so excited to talk about this because how many times do we think that we're just royally screwing up our lives? and I know it's normal, and it's also natural that you might have one area of your life where you're like, I am killing it. My business is killing it. I got the leads coming in. I got the sales coming in. But maybe it's like, relationships, right? Or maybe like in relationships, you're killing it. But the business is like, it's like, where are the leads? Where are the sales? How can I improve this? Or maybe it's finances, whatever it is, right? I'm here to let you know that all areas of your life get to be really radical awesome at the same time. And the first step to believing that is just having your heart open to that possibility. So today, to reframe that, we're going to talk about how you're doing way better than you think in whatever area of life that is. So maybe it's in finances for you. Maybe it's in your business. Maybe your business is doing really awesome, but it's the leadership, how you're leading your team, you're worried or concerned about. Whatever it is, you're doing way better than you think. And I'm going to give you, how many reasons did I write down today? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, of course, 7, right? I'm going to give you 7 reasons of why you're doing way better than you think. And I'm also, as I go through these 7, I thought it would be really cool to give you some tips, some pointers, some things you can do on your own. My one-on-one students laugh at my coaching because they go, you're giving me homework. Well, maybe it's considered homework, but it is what you make it, boo. Stop saying it's homework. If you don't like homework, stop saying it's homework. Say it's an exercise. Say it's something that's going to be a pathway to freedom. Say whatever you want, right? But these are just exercises that are going to help you. So let's go right in. So the first thing I want to say, number 7, you're doing way better than you think. Remember all the times you thought it was the end of your life and you lived? And I'm not talking about like, my husband was in a rollover accident. I'm not talking about those crazy circumstances where literally it was life or death, which that was for him. He rolled like, 6 or 7 times while he was in LA, and he was in Tampa. And he had been working at Busch Gardens during their like Halloween horror nights things. And of course he had his makeup on and everything else. And then he called me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when you were a kid and no one wanted to date you, or in high school, or when like you were the last person chosen on the soccer team, or when you maybe got passed up for a promotion, or something didn't happen the way that you wanted to happen, and you really felt like it was the end of your life. Well, guess what, boo? You're here. You're still kicking, which means you are a survivor. This is one of the most helpful exercises that I have my one-on-one coaching clients do. Is I'm like, make a list of all the times that you thought your life was ending, you were going to go completely bankrupt, it was the end of the relationship forever and no one would ever be with you again, why your business was going to go under. Like, just make a list of all the times that it looked like the situation looked like it was completely hopeless, and how you came out on top, how you survived, how you were able to live through it. Now, I am a firm believer that the two people that you need to believe in order to make it through anything is you and the divine. That's what confidence is. Confidence is knowing in your capabilities and abilities, and it's knowing that God, the universe, has your back. You got those two things, you're doing really, really good. So if you can remember all the times that you thought it was the end of your life, and look at those and realize, wait, I did way better than I thought, and love showed up from my creator. Love showed up from my creator and helped me make it through. Then that is a great encouragement today that you're doing way better than you think. That's number one. Let's go to number two. Every problem, challenge has an equal solution. What this means is, no matter how big of a challenge or issue or whatever it is that you're facing, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. I don't know what I'm going to do. The good news is that there is an equal solution. And if you can really start to minimize that problem or challenge, and realize that it's not a big deal for God, it's not a big deal for the universe, it becomes even easier. This happened to me last year. I remember we got invited to go to a Lightning hockey game, and I love a good hockey game, from Tampa Bay. Lightning, let's go Bolts, woo, right? But I had just realized how much I owed in my taxes. And I own two businesses. So I own a coaching business. That's why I'm here. And I also own a travel agency, and actually started my mindset career as coaching other travel professionals. And I remember finding out how much I owed in taxes at the Lightning game. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I have that amount of money in my bank account. Like, the year was way better than I thought it was, right? That's a good problem to have. But the cool thing about it is, and this is a reframe from Steve Harvey. You got to love some Steve Harvey in your life. But he was like, man, you guys keep asking God to help you to fix your car. Stop asking for small-minded prayers. Ask for a new car, right? And the other reframe is, if God created the universe in 6 days, then you think it's going to take you 10 years for that financial freedom that you want to experience? So that was my mindset for that. I'm like, okay, God, like, cool. Thanks for all the abundance. Yeah, I maybe didn't do my exact due diligence to calculate my taxes as I grow as a business person, but lesson learned, and let's have some grace to work this out. And it did. So I want to encourage you guys today. Number two, every challenge, every opportunity is going to have a really good solution, because you are loved and adored. And that's what solutions are. Solutions are pathways to love. And that's really what miracles are, right? Right now I'm studying A Course in Miracles, but the basic principle of A Course in Miracles is that fear is overpowered by love. Love conquers fear, and that is the miracle. So fear, I can't pay my taxes. Love, thank you, God, for the money to pay my taxes. And let's not do that again. All right, number three, what you think God is thinking about you doesn't make it true. And this works for people too, but I wanted to say God, because here's what happens. We are so afraid, because of our fear-based mentality and thinking, that we are screwing it all up. And we think that because we're screwing it up, that God, the universe, would not help us. Like, Like we've created this huge mess in the kitchen, and it's like the angry mom or dad is going to walk in and be like, I'm not helping you. You clean this up. You made this mess. You clean it up yourself. And that is not love, especially when you are doing the best that you know how to do, right? When you know that you're doing the best that you know how to do, and you look back, you can give yourself grace. You can forgive yourself. And when you realize that, then I challenge you to think all those awful things that you think God or the universe is thinking about you, and how you're not very smart or incompetent, or you created this mess and you cleaned it up yourself. That is just not helpful. And how can you receive love from God? How can you receive love from divine supernatural intelligence when you don't feel like you're worthy or deserving of it? You can't, boo. And that is not a fun place to be. So instead, whenever you have those thoughts that say, wow, God is just looking down on you and being like, not very good. All right. Just remember, that's what you think God is thinking about you, and that love is always available. And maybe if you thought that God was thinking differently, you would start to see some really cool, awesome miracles in your life, because now, again, you're opening yourself up for love. Okay, that is number 3. If you guys are just now joining us, we are talking about why you're doing way better than you think and how to reframe that. Number 4, stop focusing on the problems and the failures. Okay, focus on your wins and solutions. I know this from coaching so many badass entrepreneurs, so many awesome executives, CEOs, and they're always focused on progress, which is amazing. They're always focused on the future. However, they don't usually take the time to celebrate their success and how far they've actually come. And the reason why that's a huge misstep and missed opportunity is because when you are habitually celebrating your success, you're celebrating your wins, and you're seeing your progress, that reinvigorates you. It remotivates you to keep going and not quit. So here's a tip that I tell people who are business owners that I'm coaching, because everybody has a sales goal that has a business, right? More revenue coming in, more abundance for your family, better lifestyle, more you can help other people. Like, you can't help other people if you're poor. You can't donate to people if you don't have the money to donate, right? So a lot of people will have a sales goal or revenue goal that they have for the quarter, for the month, for the year, whatever it is, and they count up. So they're like, okay, I have my sales goal for the year is $1 million. And they go, okay, so we have $100,000 so far. So all they focus on is only $100,000. What you need to do is put like on a big board or a sticky note or someplace near your computer and write down $1 million. That's the goal, right? That's where you're focusing your energy on. Then as you have more sales, cross out that number, that $1 million, and then write down only 900,000 more to go. Only 900,000 more to go. And then when you reach that, when you make some more sales, then cross it out and write down only $800,000 more to go. Because when you start doing this countdown, it's like the runner who is running in the race, and they can start to see the finish line. What happens when you see the finish line? You don't slow down, you go faster, because you realize you're getting closer, you get excited, you get reinvigorated, you get motivated, right? But if you don't see the finish line, that is not as motivating. So I encourage people to always celebrate their successes, no matter how small they may seem to them. That's the other thing too. So if any of you guys are interested in having a YouTube channel or social media following for your business, and especially newbies starting the YouTube journey or social media journey, it's easy to get caught up on algorithms and how many followers you have and all that jazz. But if you can't celebrate your first follower, that's a misstep, because what you, as Jim Quick says, what you appreciate appreciates, right? So you got to celebrate every follower with huge amount of gratitude, huge amount of positive expectation, excitement, because where there is one, there is another one. Where there is two, there is two more. Where there is three, there's three more. Where there is four, there's four more. Where there's 40, there's 40 more. When you start to focus on the wins, you become inspired and realize, again, you're doing way better than you think you are. Like so much better than you think you are. And we can also talk about the problems, because the truth is a problem doesn't get fixed by focusing on the problem. Problem only gets fixed by focusing on a solution to the problem. And as a leader, it's pretty common sense that if your business, if your company has some major opportunities for improvement, you don't want people to just point out the opportunities and say how they're horrible and why they're so bad. That just makes everybody feel a lot worse. It demotivates. But when you start tossing around solutions and how you can fix things, all of a sudden you have hope, right? You have hope. Hope is a beautiful thing. You don't want to stay in hope for very long, because hope is I want to believe. It's not I actually believe. Faith is I actually believe. What you want is you want to move from hope into faith, because faith is I do believe. And when you have faith, you'll take action. And that's how you start to fix the problems, right? So stop focusing on the failures, celebrate your wins, remind yourself of your wins. And I want you to focus on solutions. Solutions. What can you do? And then what can God do to help you? What can the universe do to help you? Because the truth is, you're not going to have all the answers. And it's okay, boo. You don't have to have all the answers. That's divine intelligence. That is omniscient presence. That's their responsibility. Your responsibility is to believe and keep your heart and your mind open to the how and taking inspired action. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. Number 5, make a list. This ties right into what I just said. Make a list. So once you start focusing on the opportunities for the challenge or obstacle that you're facing, whatever it is, you can start making a list of all the things you can do. And then on the other side, all the things that God could do. And I'll give you some examples of this. So let's say if you were working on social media, right? You could say, I'll post on social media, I'll watch a YouTube video on how to improve my social media. And then on God's side, you say, bring the people who need to hear my message. Give me the perfect video to watch to be better with my social media. Those are things you can't really control, right? If you just got laid off from a job, it would be, I'm going to update my resume. I am going to apply for jobs on Indeed. And then on the God side, you say, show me the perfect opportunity. Let the perfect people see my resume. The reason why that is so incredibly helpful is it takes a lot of the burden and pressure off of yourself. And it removes a lot of the worry, the fears, and the doubts that you might have. And so make a list. Column 1, what you're going to do about it, boo. Column 2, all the help in the world you need God, universe deliver to you, boo. Co-creation at its best. All right, that was number 5. Number 6. I love this. So this is actually an exercise that I have my students do in my digital course, Confident AF. And it is asking other people what they see in you. When we think that we're not doing a very good job, we've forgotten our accomplishments. We've forgotten who we were created to be. And we've forgotten that all of us have unique and amazing gifts, incredible talents that are put divinely in us to give to the whole entire world. And it is our responsibility as human beings to let our light shine and to give our gifts to the world. And that's also how you make more money, right? Is you give your best gifts you have to give the world. It makes sense that the gift that you're supposed to give to the world, those big dreams, desires in your heart, are what the world is supposed to receive, and that you be compensated for it, because that's just another way that you're shown love. So oftentimes we forget who we are. We just forget. We forget what an amazing creation we are. We forget what we're capable and able to do. And it's normal. It's human. But one of the things that I have people do is ask your friends, ask your family members, what do they see in you? What do they love and adore about you? You need a perspective shift, boo. You need to remind yourself of who you are and the gift that you are and the blessing you are that other people's life. You know, I was suicidal when I came out to my family. And at that time, I was a Ringling Brothers circus clown. And I ended up leaving the road. I did some reparative therapy, got really suicidal. And the reason why people feel suicidal is that they feel completely unlovable. They feel that God doesn't love them, friends and family doesn't love them, and they don't love themselves. And because they don't feel like anybody loves them and they're completely unlovable, the idea starts to creep in, then what's the point of living? And the reason why they feel that way is because their number one reason we exist on planet Earth is to be loved and to give love to others. That's it. Everything we do is about giving love to others. And we do that through our gifts. We do that through our personality. We do that for, by who we are. And when you feel like you're unlovable and you can't receive love and you have nothing to give, that's why you get suicidal. So this task is my favorite task that I have people do. And the reason why I love it so much is because after you collect all the things from friends and family about why they love you, why they adore you, what they admire about you, you're going to do a little switch. And you're going to tell yourself those things as if it was from God himself. And the reason why that's so powerful is if God is source and everything comes through people from God, then all those compliments came from God for you to hear about yourself. It is a really powerful exercise, and you definitely need to do it. All right, we are on number 7. It's number 7 of why you're doing way better than you think. This is actually one of my favorite prayers. I learned this from Gabby Bernstein, and it is, God, angels, universe, please help me to see myself through the eyes of unconditional love. And seeing yourself through unconditional love is the gateway to change and possibilities, because it's a perspective shift in who you are and the way that you're viewing and perceiving the situation. And when you view your situation and perceive yourself differently, you open yourself up to receive guidance and love in a way you haven't before. And it's this miracle shift that happens where you step back into your greatest power. And your greatest power never changes. Our greatest power is always the same. The greatest power you have as a human being is the power of choice, the power of free will. And the greatest way you can use your free power is to choose how you think and to choose what you do. That is the absolute greatest way to wield your power. So when you feel like you're not doing a very good job, when you feel like whatever that situation is, finances, business, relationships, is not working out the way that you want it to, you need to come back to your greatest power, boo. You need to come back to your greatest power and turn off the negativity. People think the first step of mindset is to do affirmations. Well, I love what Louise Hay said. She said, affirmations is just a thought you choose to think over and over again. So you can affirm negativity just as much as you can affirm positivity. So the most important thing first is to turn off the negativity. So if your greatest power is the power of choice, the first thing you want to do, don't worry about positive affirmations. Just stop talking negatively to yourself and turn off that cold water. Then you can turn on the hot water and turn on the positive thought processing and the positive things that you want to see. And then after that, choose to do differently. Ask for help. Help is always available when you are able and ready to receive that help, boo. So you are always doing way better than you think. I thought, people told me I was ruining my life when I joined the circus as a clown. And it was one of the greatest decisions I ever made. Since then, I've gone to film school, have a master's in screenwriting, own 2 businesses, and I found my true greatest joy, which is encouraging all of you that are listening to Confident AF Live. I'm super excited to have you guys. Really excited for next week's show. Next week, I got a really awesome show for you all to listen to. We're going to talk about next week, what do you do when you get laid off? What is the mindset when you or someone you love and care about is laid off? That's what we're going to talk about next week. I love you so much, and I hope you guys have an incredible and awesome rest of your day. And remember, you were born to slay, boo. You have been listening to Confident AF Live, taking your mindset next level to get next year's results today with host Brandon Foster on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Listen or watch live every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, where I help badasses like you with big dreams learn to take their impact and results next level, turning those unrealistic goals into reality. Confident AF Live is the gateway to enormous new opportunities and unlimited possibilities. For more information, get in touch with me, Brandon, at BrandonRFoster.com.